Are you wanting to move out of what you've been doing, but worried that you don't have the right credentials or that your dream job won't pay the bills? Think again. When I published my book, Career Mapping, Charting Your Course in the New World of Work in 2011, I wanted to share what I learned in the first half of my career. This included being a college recruiter, working in commercial real estate, and becoming a partner in a global executive search firm. I had peeked behind the curtain and was able to analyze and articulate how I supported and watched thousands of execs make critical career decisions. I also made my own career moves in alignment with who I wanted to become, a person of purpose and service. Hi, I'm Jenny Clark, a conscious leadership expert who spent 2 decades in executive recruiting and talent management. Having worked with giants like Google, Spencer Stuart, I discovered that the secret to transformative leadership lies in the 5 dimensions of conscious leadership. And I'm here to help you unlock your full potential. Join me on this channel as we embark on an honest and vulnerable journey together to become the kind of leader that genuinely inspires organizational transformation. I've got a little career boosting secret for you. If you want the inside scoop on leadership plus some juicy tips and hot takes you won't hear anywhere else, I've got a newsletter that's basically your personal career coach in your inbox. Just click the link below in the description to join in. Oh, and if you're loving this content, I know you are, click that subscribe button. It's like giving me a virtual fist bump, ensuring you won't miss out on any future videos. As I say in the book, there are no shortcuts. You assess your starting point and be willing to read the signs and decode aspects of your past, as well as establish targets for your future. To address different levels or stages of one's career, I created 5 different categories of job seekers and career changers: entry level, mid-level, executive level, encore, and detour route. Most are pretty self-explanatory, except maybe the last one, detour. It says in the book, this person is challenged by having been out of the job market for a year or more due to a layoff, downsizing, or a personal need like child rearing or an illness. They could be returning from a sabbatical, from running a family business, or from school or military service, which took them off course. This person might be also starting a business after having held a more traditional job, or maybe looking for a traditional job after having been self-employed for some time. So be sure to check out the book for specific descriptors of each level. Instead of the term detour, I'm updating the reference in this video to pivot. In this first of 2 videos on pivoting, I'm going to focus on 2 common scenarios: leaving a traditional gig to either go back to school or to start a business, pursue entrepreneurship. In part 2 next week, I'll address changing sectors or industries and functions. Now, surely you have contemplated making one or more of these pivots at some point in your career, and likely had some trepidation or downright anxiety at the thought of making such a bold move. I know. I left my first job out of college after 2 years to go to business school. I've changed functions 4 times, sectors 4 times, and worked for 6 global organizations, not including having started my own business twice. Settle in to learn how to create some options for yourself, whatever group you find yourself in or aspire to be in. So here's some excerpts from my book, Career Mapping, which explain the framework that I created to inspire all workers, regardless of your level, sector, function, to achieve your wildest dreams. Career mapping draws upon your strengths or competencies and provides key insights that crack the code of how to be successful on your own terms. It's a code you already have, though you may not know it. If you're willing to do the hard work, but rewarding work of self-discovery that I guide you through, you will be rewarded for the rest of your career. You've got nothing to lose and everything to gain. With this career mapping framework in mind, I want to show you what questions to ask yourself and how to assess your own competencies to set yourself up for success, whichever way you decide to go. 2 possible pivots, right? Back to school, starting a business. Let's start with going back to school. Here's some questions that, if you're thinking about it, that you need to ask yourself. What do I expect to learn in school that can help me move into something new or accelerate what I've been doing? Now, personal example. I was a French and linguistics major in college because while I was good in math and science and I had wanted to be a veterinarian, I decided on French and linguistics after deciding against veterinary medicine and because I found languages fascinating. Also, in my day, what was known as a liberal arts degree was welcomed by employers and believed to help one develop skills that were and are in demand across many industries or sectors, such as critical thinking, problem solving, creativity. I continue to believe that this is true, though so many people now choose majors they believe will get them the job that they want. Interesting though, because according to one survey, only 27% of people go into their degree field after graduating college. So please don't sweat it if you change your mind about your profession. So often you don't know what you don't know. Give yourself room to explore. Now, I knew I would get a graduate degree. Initially, I considered higher education administration because part of my part-time work while I was in undergrad. But then I decided an MBA would be better and offer me more breadth that I could include if I decided to go back into that. Now, here's another question. How do I expect to benefit from going back to school? Different question. This can be anything from earning a degree that allows you to practice a certain profession like law or medicine, or maybe it allows you to move into a more senior role and higher compensation in the same or a new sector, company, or function. Get clear on the benefits because going back to school can be a costly endeavor, both in terms of the cost to take the courses and lost income from not working, at least not full-time, if you were to go part-time. Carefully consider the implications on your family if you're married and or have children. Lastly, you need to ask yourself, are you seeking credentials to impress others, or are you seeking knowledge to become more proficient or expert in your chosen field? I'm asking this because I've encountered people who have pursued certifications, degrees, and other credentials to mask inner doubts and insecurities they haven't healed. To you, I say, get the help you need to stop masquerading or feeling like an imposter and step into your own power, with or without a degree. The main thing is to understand that a degree is not a ticket to a new career. Education is offering you the chance to learn information, process it into knowledge, and the opportunity to learn how to think. Now, while colleges and universities can expose you to employment opportunities, you are not necessarily developing skills, unless it's a vocational school, which, by the way, we need more of. Skills or competencies in school. So remember, competencies are skills plus knowledge plus ability, both mental, physical, and emotional ability. In a job interview, you need to be able to express how what you've learned in your earlier work history, post-high school or college, combined with the lessons from your college or graduate coursework, internships, or other work experience while in school have led you to pursue your current path. Make this make sense. Be able to talk about why this holds meaning for you and how you might have changed and how you intend to apply what you've learned to be a better leader, become a domain expert, drive groundbreaking research, etc. You get my point. Share your vision to make it all make sense, at least to you. Now, in terms of starting a business, here's some key questions to ask yourself before deciding to go into business for yourself. What specific skills and competencies am I bringing to this new business? You might have always had a passion project like wanting to own a gardening shop after being trained as an accountant. Your accounting skills will come in useful, and you might have extensive knowledge of gardening. How much do you know about hiring, managing staff, procuring inventory, pricing, marketing, promotions? The list goes on. Passion and a business plan simply aren't enough. Here's another question. What are my gaps and how might I fill them? After getting my book published in 2011, I started a consulting business. And even though I had a business plan, I was all over the place. I was fearful of saying no to things that weren't always profitable. Finally, I created a grid listing all of the functions I needed expertise in to make the business run smoothly. To name a few, sales and marketing, including digital marketing, accounting and finance, legal, administration, operations, strategic planning, business development. When I laid them all out, I had a bit of an epiphany. I had some big gaps that, left unattended, could tank this fledgling business. And yes, I was a domain expert, as in deep knowledge, in executive recruiting, leadership development, talent management, career management. Functionally, I had done strategic planning and business development and was pretty good at both. Now, while my MBA was in accounting and finance, I did not have a CPA and I was not going to try to keep my own books. The sales and marketing, including digital marketing that I referenced, Accounting and finance, legal, all required skilled resources which cost money, even if part-time or contracted. I had an assistant and a part-time marketing person who turned out to not be very good. But after about 2 years in business, I decided to shut it down. The investment wasn't yielding the return I was seeking, and I wasn't playing to my key strengths. I went back to a search firm for 2 more years before Google called, and I moved to Silicon Valley to help with their in-house executive recruiting team. Competencies. The moral of the story is to remember them. They are skills plus knowledge plus ability. You go to school with some competencies and some knowledge and hopefully gain more knowledge and ideally some insights that can become competencies. To become a successful entrepreneur, it takes more than just a great resume, some money, and a cool idea. According to Fast Company magazine, the failure rate of small businesses remains high. 20% fail after 2 years, 50% after 5 years, and 70% go under after 10 years. The 5 most common reasons businesses fail are a failure to assess the market, failure to build a successful team, failure to create a successful product or service, failure to get the tech right, that one surprised me, and lastly, failure to finance your business. Here's what I want you to take away. I believe that we all have the ability to pivot from what we have done to what we think we want to do. But we need to be honest with ourselves about our competencies, our aspirations, our risk tolerance, and financial resources, among other things. Be introspective and ask yourself the tough questions. While you might not have everything you need or want now to go back to school or start a business, understanding what it will take to be successful means you'll likely know when you are ready to become that great leader and or business owner. I get it. Taking that first step can feel daunting. I've been there too. But here's the thing. You've got strengths you might not even realize yet. I put together a free career mapping framework to help you uncover those hidden talents and chart your own path forward. It's not about changing everything overnight. It's about starting to see your potential clearly. Ready to explore? The framework's waiting for you. Just check the link in the description. Your future self will thank you for taking this small but powerful step today.